Ricky Clark bowls Surrey into the lead before late wickets tumble. Surrey travelled to Hampshire knowing that both sides' business was all but done for the season. Just one relegation place in Division 1 this time means that the outgoing champions' final few fixtures won't be played under the cloud of a potential drop into Division 2. Hampshire are probably where they should be in the table, 4th position, out of the title picture, but comfortably entrenched in mid-table. It certainly looked to be a batting kind of day, and thus the toss was contested, with both captains keen to set a total. It would be Hampshire who won that right, putting Surrey into the field. But it looked to be a poisoned chalice for the home side, and Jordan Clark made the pressure tell. Holland bowled for 9. Ricky Clark had the next one. Organ caught by Elgar at slip. Alsop followed in his next over, bowled for 3 as Hampshire struggled. Clark would find a third not long after. The dangerous Sam Northeast caught by Borthwick at second slip for 4, a 500th wicket in first-class cricket for the Surrey man. James Vince replied with a defiant 6, followed by a pair of 4s off Jordan Clark. But it would be the bowler who had the last laugh. The England international caught superbly by Jamie Smith at point. A horror first session came to an end for Hampshire with the score at 60 for 5, the home side in desperate need of a rebuilding job from Dawson and new man Donald. Liam Dawson would fall shortly after the restart, caught behind off the bowling of McCurr for 12. Ricky Clark had his 4th of the day a few overs later, Anirin Donald unable to clear McCurr at mid-off. He'd pick up his 5-er in the next over. Barker his latest victim, his innings brought to an end courtesy of a brilliant Pope catch. Abbott would stick around and guide Hampshire to triple figures. But he'd fall for 27, bowled by Clark. Lewis McManus would be the next man to go, Morkel's threatening bowling bringing the wicket he deserved. Hampshire were all out for 149, a far cry from the imposing total they'd hoped to set when they won the toss at the start of the day. Dean Elgar and Mark Stoneman would be the men tasked with getting Surrey's reply up and running, but they'd be separated almost as soon as they'd come together. Stoneman, the first man to fall, caught by Vince off Edwards for 2. Elgar followed, Abbott the man to remove his compatriot, caught behind for 11. Borthwick was extricated by Barker for 7, Dawson taking the catch. Surrey would hold on through to tea without further loss, reeling at 40 for 3. Jamie Smith would be the next Surrey batter removed, Barker and Dawson again combining. Ben Folkes could add just 5 runs before he too fell, bowled by Barker. But while wickets had tumbled, Ollie Pope had looked in good touch. Now partnered by Ricky Clark, he'd played his way into the 40s. And a half-century came with the score heading toward 3 figures. That 100 was breached as Clark turned a short ball into the onside for 4. Their partnership grew as Hampshire's slender lead dwindled. But they'd finally be separated. Pope pinned LBW by Holland for 68. McCurr would last just a few overs alongside Clark before he became the latest Surrey man to fall cheaply. His wicket saw stumps called. The score 143 for 7, Surrey trailing Hampshire by just 6 runs. It had undoubtedly been Ricky Clark's day. His day's work had produced a 5-er, his 500th wicket and a knock of 35 not out. Surrey will hope they can eclipse that Hampshire total at the resumption and hope that the tail can stick around long enough to build a decent advantage of their own. Vince fires quick-fire 90 to set tone for an attacking Hampshire innings. The first day of this match was a blink and you'll miss it affair. 17 wickets fell as the match progressed at a remarkable pace. Hampshire had been bowled out for 149, opening the door for Surrey, but the surface at the Ageas Bowl looked conducive to bowling. Ricky Clark's impressive first innings 5-er testament to that. He'd finished the day with bat in hand, unbeaten on 35, as Surrey closed on 143 for 7. When play resumed, he'd be joined by namesake Jordan Clark, but they wouldn't enjoy much of a lead. Ricky Clark's innings was brought to an end by Abbott, trapped LBW for 40. Morkel would go without scoring, his lackadaisical running providing Allsop with a run-out opportunity. Verdi wouldn't trouble the scorer, bowled for a duck off the second ball he faced. Surrey were all out for 162, their lead just 13 runs. The tormentor-in-chief had been Keith Barker, who'd picked up 4 wickets for 38 runs. That put Hampshire into bat before lunch, this match once again moving at a fair clip. But, as in the first innings, they'd lose early wickets. Holland the man to go as Morkel got one to nip back in and take the top of his off stump. Allsop and Organ settled in to guide Hampshire towards 50, but Surrey would find another wicket. It'd be Allsop who departed, caught behind off Clark for 6. But Sam Northeast would manage to stick with opener Organ and bat the side through to lunch, Organ attacking and finding his way to within one shot of a 50. Organ's 50 came after lunch, firing Morkel for 4 to bring up the milestone. But he'd fall shortly after, McCurr finding the breakthrough to see the Hampshire opener out for 54. That brought James Vince to the crease, and the World Cup winner immediately put his foot down, quickly firing Hampshire past 100 and taking the game to Surrey. He was motoring, taking the attack to the bowlers in difficult conditions, and a 50 looked inevitable. That came swiftly, scored off just 39 balls as the score grew to 150 for 3. Rain delays did little to slow the Hampshire skipper, only pausing his onslaught with a weather-enforced early tea. At the other end, Sam Northeast had been batting well in support of his captain. He'd picked up a half-century with a flick down to fine leg, the score now past 200. James Vince's remarkable innings came to an end at the hands of Amar Verdi. He found an edge, and the skipper was out for 91. Northeast and Dawson saw Hampshire through to 250, the loss of Vince doing little to derail their innings. Northeast would eventually depart for 73, caught by Ricky Clark off the bowling of namesake Jordan. The expansive Anirin Donald could only add 8 runs when he was bowled through the gate for Verdi's second. A big Lewis McManus 6 would be the final act of defiance against the dying light, the umpires taking the players from the field with the score 296 for 6. There would be no more play for the day, Hampshire finally finding another gear as they built an impressive lead. That was largely due to the intrepid innings of James Vince. His 91 had come off just 59 balls. That had set the tone for the innings at an important juncture for the home side. They'll be confident heading into the third day, with plenty of time in which to increase their lead. Felix Organ's first ever fifer bowls Hampshire to victory on the south coast. James Vince had been the star of day 2 at the Ageas Bowl. His rapid 91 in tough batting conditions lit up a contest that had seen Hampshire and Kent both post low first innings totals. His captain's knock had helped the side to 296 for 6, while Liam Dawson was playing well on 39 not out when bad light had forced an early end to proceedings on the south coast. With Lewis McManus at the other end, the Hampshire number 6 resumed as the side looked to press home their advantage. And they do a good job, the lead ticking towards 300 as Dawson flicked Clark for a single into the leg side to reach his 50. The pair had forged an impressive partnership. Surrey were struggling to separate the two. When Dawson did fall for a well-made 88, Hampshire's total and lead were nearing 400. McManus reached a half-century of his own shortly after losing his partner, McCurr disappearing to the boundary to bring up the landmark. It would be McCurr, though, who removed McManus, caught by Pope for 61. They'd reached lunch at 427 for 8, leading by 414 after a punishing morning for the visitors. Amar Verdi picked up a third wicket in the innings after the interval, folks' quick work seeing Abbott stumped for 16. Morkel would wrap up the Hampshire innings. Barker caught behind as he attempted an unorthodox shot. The home side were all out for 436, Surrey requiring a huge 424 runs for victory. And they'd be hampered almost immediately. Elgar, unable to get out of the way of a Barker delivery, out for 1. Borthwick would follow, Abbott striking this time, caught behind for 7. Ian Holland made an immediate impact when he came into the attack. Stoneman's leg stump uprooted to leave Surrey languishing at 39 for 3. Ollie Pope has been in superb touch this season, with an England Test call-up almost certain. He was eventually removed by Abbott for 40, another man gone nicking through to the keeper. Surrey reached tea at 100 for 4. Survival through to the end of play now the priority for the side. After tea, the enforced introduction of Felix Organ due to fading light would see another big wicket. Ben Foakes dismissed off his 3rd delivery. Another would come soon after. The flight beat Smith. McManus was quick to remove the bails. And before long he had 3. Ricky Clark picking out Holland at deep mid-wicket to depart for 9. A 4th scout wasn't long in the offing. McCurr trapped in front, dismissed for 1. And the fairy tale was complete with the wicket of Joe Clark, who skied a catch to Barker to give Organ his first ever county championship fifer. Dawson would wrap up the comprehensive win. Morkel bowled for 4, the home side romping home to a 227-run victory over the defending champions. It had been a remarkable spell of bowling from Organ, who prior to today had just 3 first-class wickets in his fledgling career. His performance with the ball threatened to overshadow that of James Vince's Day 2 batting antics, both men providing that little bit extra to help their side to victory. Surrey will be disappointed with their season. Their reign as champions is coming to an abrupt end. They'll just hope to take maximum points from their final fixtures as they look to finish as high up the table as possible.